What if the most dark souls among us, murderers, tyrants, criminals, aren't evil by accident? What if their darkness serves a purpose far greater than we've ever imagined? Before we can understand why some souls choose paths of cruelty, we must first grasp a universal truth. Every soul enters this world with a blueprint, a divine plan crafted before birth. This blueprint isn't just about joy and light. Some souls voluntarily take on roles of pain, chaos, and even evil to fulfill a mission beyond human comprehension. Imagine this. Before you were born, your soul sat in a realm beyond time, reviewing lifetimes of past experiences. With the guidance of ancient spiritual beings, you designed a journey tailored to your soul's evolution. Some souls choose easy paths: love, abundance, peace. But others? They choose to walk through fire. They agree to become the villains, the oppressors, the ones who shake the world to its core. Why? Because darkness is not the absence of light. It's the contrast that makes light visible. Without tyranny, would we cherish freedom? Without cruelty, would we value compassion? These souls are the catalysts, the ones who create the friction that forces humanity to grow. But here's the deeper truth. Even the darkest souls are still divine. They are not lost. They are not damned. They are playing a role, one that often comes at a terrible cost. Some forget their higher purpose, consumed by the very darkness they agreed to embody. Others awaken, breaking the cycle to reclaim their light. This is not about justifying evil. It's about understanding the cosmic dance between light and shadow, and how even the most horrific acts can, in the grand design, serve the evolution of all. So let's journey beyond judgment. Let's explore why souls choose darkness, how karma shapes their path, and what happens when they finally return to the light. The answers may forever change how you see the world and the hidden battles every soul is fighting. The soul's choice. Contracts made before birth, before taking a single breath in this world. Your soul existed in a realm of pure potential, a place where time holds no meaning, where every possibility unfolds like threads in a grand cosmic tapestry. Here, in this space between lives, your soul made crucial decisions. With the guidance of ascended masters and spirit guides, you reviewed your past lives, your karmic debts, and the lessons your soul still needed to learn. And then you planned your next incarnation. Every challenge, every relationship, every moment of suffering or triumph was chosen, not as punishment, but as a sacred curriculum for your soul's evolution. But why would a soul choose a life of darkness? Why agree to be born as a dictator, a criminal, or a bringer of pain? The answer lies in balance. The universe operates on polarity. Light cannot exist without shadow. Love cannot be understood without loss. Some souls volunteer to play the dark roles so that others may experience contrast. Imagine a world where no one ever caused harm. Would we truly know the value of peace? Without oppression, would we fight for justice? These souls are the ones who create the necessary friction for collective awakening. Yet, there's another layer. Souls who need to learn power. A being who has spent lifetimes as a victim may choose to experience dominance. A soul accustomed to kindness may explore cruelty, not out of malice, but to understand the full spectrum of existence. The catch? Once immersed in the physical world, the veil of forgetfulness descends. Many lose sight of their higher purpose, becoming trapped in the very darkness they agreed to explore. And then there are the old souls, the ones who take on darkness as a service. These are advanced beings who incarnate as villains to accelerate humanity's growth. They are the tyrants who unite nations against oppression, the criminals who expose flaws in the system. Their actions create seismic shifts in consciousness, even if their methods are brutal. But this path is dangerous. The weight of such karma is immense, and not all find their way back to the light easily. So the next time you witness evil in the world, ask yourself, is this soul lost? Or are they playing a role in a story far greater than we can see? The karmic trap. When darkness becomes a prison, not all who walk in shadow do so by design. Some souls become their darkness, lost in cycles of violence, greed, and destruction, forgetting they ever had a higher purpose. This is the karmic trap, where free will collides with the weight of countless bad decisions. Imagine a soul that, lifetime after lifetime, chooses power over compassion. At first, it might be a minor cruelty, a betrayal, an act of selfishness. But each time the soul repeats this pattern, the energy of darkness clings to it, like a stain that won't wash away. Eventually, the soul starts to believe this is all it can be. It incarnates again, drawn to familiar shadows, born into war, raised in brutality, surrounded by echoes of its past. This is how tyrants are made. This is how serial killers, dictators, and abusers are born, not because they were destined for evil, but because their souls have been dragging the same karmic chains for centuries. They forget they ever had a choice. The darkness feels like home. But here's the haunting truth. Even these souls are not beyond redemption. The universe doesn't punish, it teaches. A soul drowning in darkness will eventually be given a way out, often through suffering that mirrors what it has inflicted. A murderer may return as a victim. A corrupt ruler may reincarnate in poverty. These are not punishments, they are mirrors, held up until the soul finally sees itself. Yet some souls still refuse to look. They double down, clinging to their hatred, their power, their destructive pride. They become the ones who seem pure evil, but in truth, they are just souls that have forgotten how to want the light. And then there are the ones who wake up. A sudden loss, a moment of unbearable guilt, a near-death experience that cracks them open. In that instant, they remember. They see the grand design, why they chose this path, how far they've fallen, and what they must do to break free. These are the most powerful transformations of all. Because a soul that has known the deepest darkness and chooses the light, that soul carries wisdom that can change the world. The afterlife reckoning. What happens to dark souls when they die? When a soul that has embraced darkness finally leaves its physical body, it doesn't simply vanish into the void. It enters a realm of absolute truth, where every lie it told itself, every justification for cruelty, is stripped away in an instant. This is the life review, a moment outside of time where the soul experiences everything. Not just its own memories, but the full consequences of its actions. A dictator doesn't just see the battles he won. He feels the grief of every mother who lost a child. A murderer doesn't just recall the act. He lives through the terror of his victim in their final moments. There is no hiding, no denial, just pure awareness of the pain they've caused. For some souls, this is liberation. They finally understand. They weep. They beg for forgiveness. And the universe, in its infinite compassion, offers them a path to heal. But others resist. They rage against the truth. They cling to their pride, their hatred, their belief that they were right. These souls don't go to hell. They create their own. Stuck in the lower astral realms, a twisted reflection of their inner world, they wander among other lost souls, replaying their anger, their violence, their obsessions. This isn't eternal damnation. It's self-imprisonment, and it lasts only as long as their resistance does. The darkest secret? Even here, the light never stops calling. Spirit guides, angels, higher beings, they continue reaching out, offering chances to repent, to understand, to release the past. Because no soul is ever abandoned. Not truly. And when that lost soul finally surrenders, that's when the real journey begins. The return to light. How lost souls find redemption, the most profound truth about darkness. It was never meant to be permanent. Every soul, no matter how far it has fallen, carries within it a spark of the divine. And when that spark finally flickers back to life, the transformation can shake the cosmos. Some souls awaken gradually, through lifetimes of suffering that slowly erode their resistance. A warlord reincarnates as a wounded soldier. A cruel ruler returns as a powerless peasant. Each life strips away another layer of ego, until nothing remains but the raw, aching truth of what they've done and who they truly are. Others experience sudden awakenings, moments so devastating, so luminous, they shatter the illusion of separation forever. A near-death experience where they witness the infinite web of life. A profound loss that cracks their heart open. An unexpected act of forgiveness from someone they harmed. These are the soulquakes. Events so powerful they can realign a being's entire existence in an instant. But redemption isn't easy. The weight of karma must still be balanced. The pain they caused must still be healed. A soul that has spent centuries causing suffering might need dozens of lifetimes to make amends, not as punishment, but as the natural consequence of energy returning to equilibrium. Yet in this process lies a miracle. The most powerful healers, the wisest teachers, the most compassionate guides are often those who once walked in deepest darkness. Because they know. They remember the taste of despair, the seduction of evil, the long road back. And that makes their light burn all the brighter. So when you encounter darkness in the world, whether in others or in yourself, remember, this is not the end of the story. It might just be the prelude to the most extraordinary transformation of all. The cosmic balance. Why darkness serves the greater good. The universe operates on a principle of opposites that human minds struggle to comprehend. What we judge as evil exists as part of a divine equation too vast for mortal understanding. Consider this paradox. The same soul that incarnates as a Hitler may later return as a Holocaust survivor turned healer. The dictator who caused untold suffering might reincarnate as the activist who prevents future tyranny. This isn't random. It's the cosmos' perfect balancing mechanism in action. Dark souls serve as catalysts for evolution. They create the pressure that forces humanity to develop compassion. They expose the cracks in societal systems that need transformation. They provide the extreme contrast that makes light recognizable. Imagine humanity as metal being tempered in fire. The flames, dark souls, are painful but necessary. They burn away weakness and reveal true strength. Without this process, consciousness would stagnate in comfortable mediocrity. Yet here's what most miss. The dark souls themselves are evolving. Even as they serve as lessons for others, they're simultaneously working through their own soul curriculum. A being who explores ultimate power in one lifetime may choose ultimate surrender in the next. The universe uses all experiences, light and dark, as grist for the mill of awakening. This explains why some of history's worst figures often emerge during periods of cultural stagnation, frequently trigger massive spiritual awakenings in their aftermath, somehow create unity among previously divided groups. Their darkness becomes the fertilizer for humanity's greatest leaps in consciousness. The painful truth? We need these souls, not to celebrate their actions, but to recognize their role in the grand design. When you understand this, your entire perspective on evil shifts. You begin to see there are no true villains, only souls playing difficult roles in Earth's soul-making drama. Practical wisdom. How to navigate a world with dark souls. Now that we've explored the cosmic perspective, let's ground this in reality. How do we live in a world where dark souls walk among us? The answer lies in 3 sacred practices. 1. Discernment without judgment. Recognize darkness when you encounter it, but resist the urge to condemn. That criminal, that corrupt leader, their soul's on a difficult journey, even if they've lost their way. This doesn't mean tolerating harm, but understanding that your reaction to darkness is part of your soul's test. 2. The shadow work imperative. Every dark soul you encounter is a mirror showing you the unhealed darkness within yourself. When someone triggers your rage or fear, ask, what part of me recognizes this energy? The most spiritually advanced beings aren't those who avoid darkness. They're those who've made peace with their own shadows. 3. Conscious co-creation. You have more power than you realize to influence these soul dynamics. Through focused prayer for the awakening of lost souls. Conscious participation in systems that reduce suffering. Daily choices that reinforce light without denying shadow's existence. Remember, your energy matters in this grand equation. Every time you choose compassion over fear, forgiveness over bitterness, you alter the vibrational fabric of reality itself. The final secret? Dark souls unconsciously crave the light you carry. Your steady presence, as someone who sees beyond their actions, may be the exact mirror they need for their eventual awakening. So move through the world with both eyes open, one on earthly reality, the other on the soul truths beneath the surface. This is how we walk as conscious co-creators in Earth's great evolution. Now that you've glimpsed the hidden truths behind darkness, ask yourself, what part will you play in this cosmic dance? Every soul here, whether light or shadow, is a thread in the same tapestry. Yours is no exception. Stay awake. The world needs those who see beyond surface-level evil. Share this knowledge with someone ready to hear it. Do your shadow work, face your own darkness with courage, so you don't project it onto others. Hold the frequency. When you encounter darkness, respond with awareness, not just reaction. Your energy shifts the balance. The greatest rebellion against darkness? Choosing love while fully seeing the truth. Drop a pen in the comments if you'll carry this wisdom forward. And remember, you're not just witnessing the story. You're helping write it. Subscribe for more deep dives into the unseen forces shaping our world. The next revelation is already on its way.